approaching 62. Northwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear tonight, lows around 39. Mainly clear tomorrow. Slight chance for isolated showers, highs level off around 63. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 50 degrees.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. The Taylorville School Board met yesterday evening to discuss the two options for the upcoming Taylorville High School Performing Arts Center project. The architects have narrowed the outside design down to two options. Hart Media Group was at the meeting and spoke briefly with Ben Doctor, one of the project's architects, about the two choices. Doctor said that both options fit within the budget window of $8 million to $9 million. Doctor also states that the only true difference between the two is exterior design.
We have two options for the exterior of the Fine Arts Center. O'Shea presented a budget, I think it was 2 board meetings ago, and the board selected the one that was kind of a range of $8 to $9 million, hoping to be on the low end of that range. The best of these two options, either one, really it doesn't change on the interior. Both options would be the same on the inside, so it's just a matter of how it looks on the exterior. And we try to give them a couple different options that will fit their goals for how the building looks. So I think either way would be successful. It would go well with the building. It would fit well within the community. It's just a matter of their own personal taste and what they like.
Option A features a red brick exterior with gray accents. Option A would also have small art features around the base of the structure. Option B would feature a slightly taller main structure with red brick and white accents that match the original look of the high school's main entrance. However, the shorter portion of the building on option B would be a white brick exterior with a purple accent at the top to match the high school's purple and gold color theme. Once the discussion on the exterior design has reached a decision, the board will then hold a discussion to choose the interior design for the new Performing Arts Center. The Christian County Health Department is launching a new support group aimed at helping expecting and new mothers navigate early parenthood. The Pregnancy and Postpartum Support Group will provide a safe, supportive space for women to talk about both the physical and emotional challenges that come with having a new baby. Organizers say the group will offer hands-on breastfeeding guidance from peer counselors, along with mental health support and connections to local resources. The free group will meet the last Thursday of each month from 6 to 7, beginning tomorrow at the Health Department office on North Pawnee Street in Taylorville. Anyone interested in attending can call the Christian County Health Department at 217-824-4113 for more information. A dedication ceremony for a new symbol of global unity is set to take place this week at Eastern Illinois University. University officials, in partnership with the Charleston Rotary Club, will host a formal dedication of a campus peace pole on Friday at 2. The monument will be located in the courtyard behind Old Main on the university's campus in Charleston. It features the message, "May peace prevail on earth," displayed in multiple languages, reflecting a shared commitment to diversity and global unity. EIU President Jay Guttrell says the project highlights the university's mission to develop responsible citizens and future leaders, while also aligning with Rotary International's guiding principle of service above self. He notes that the partnership between the university and Rotary has long focused on advancing those values. Students and community members are invited to attend Friday's dedication ceremony. Visitors parking will be available along 7th Street across from Blair Ball. University officials say the peace pole stands as a visible reminder of collaboration, service, and the importance of fostering a more inclusive and connected world. The University of Illinois Extension's Master Gardeners are bringing back many of their offerings and services, with the weather presenting more like summer. They will also have their bright orange tent at select farmers markets in Taylorville. They are also bringing back the help desk and are shedding light on a plant photography course. Their presence at farmers markets begins with appearances on May 9th and 23rd. Master Gardeners Gwen Podesky and Sandy Klein say while plants will not be on sale at the farmers market, they will have a host of gardening resources available.
Okay, we have a couple of times a month in this from May through August, we will. Mike Haiti is the captain of our farmers market ship, and he will have the tent. We're usually under a big bright orange tent that says extension on it, and we're there to meet and greet the public, talk about gardening, answer questions. We've got tons of handouts. It's one of our places that we hand out information about gardening in your life and in your garden. So it's a good opportunity. The first date is
mention this.
May 9th.
We have a new pamphlet. We have a new
pamphlet. Yeah, and we do have a new pamphlet that's going to be out. It's called Horticulture for Wellness. And it's got just information on both wellness of nature and wellness of yourself, because gardening is a very healthful activity.
Starting in May, the help desk will be available to answer gardening questions Thursday mornings. Community members can call or visit the extension office at 1120 North Webster Street to get help.
Well, the help desk is starting May the 7th. It'll be held every Thursday from 9 to 11. And the telephone number is, they just call or they can come in, walk in to the extension, bring samples if they can. If they see a bug on a plant that they don't know what it is, and the plant's all chewed up, then bring in the samples so that we can look at it and see what's going on.
It's usually good with the plant samples to kind of try to put them, we like dry, but in a Ziploc bag closed up so that they don't dry out, and then it becomes very difficult to tell what was ever wrong with it or right with it.
So we'll start the help desk in May, along with our farmers market starts in May also. But the help desk is held every Thursday morning. Someone is there to answer questions for those 2 hours, 9 to 11.
The extension will be hosting a course on plant photography. It's set for Thursday, June 18th from 6 to 8 in the evening at 2152 Illinois Route 16 in Pana.
Mary Catlin Davis of Pana will be helping people take the photographs in that evening, great evening light. That's why they call it the golden hour, because that's the best time for photographs. And then little bit on actually positioning it, don't take a picture with the flower in front of you and the sun behind the flower, because you're not going, those types of simple things, I'm sure, as well as others. But it will give you a good idea on how, most of us have cell phones that take great photographs on their own, but it still takes a good eye to frame it and see what is the best way to, color contrast. That's what frustrates me the most is I'll see a plant in my yard and it's like this great, just exact color, and you cannot sometimes get it depending on the hour of the day or what the light is doing. So
more information on these events and the University of Illinois Extension more broadly is available at extension.illinois.edu. Sandy Klein and Gwen Podesky appeared as guests on the WTIM morning show. And now, a word from Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Looking to save more and stress less? This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we're here to help you build a stronger financial future with great loan and deposit rates, convenient locations, and service from people you know and trust. We're member-owned, member-focused, and proud to serve anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, or Shelby counties. Discover the credit union difference. TCCU is your partner in financial success. Member NCUA.
Those who have recently lost a family member may be eligible for survivor benefits from Social Security. There are a number of criteria, mainly based on age, disability status, and relation with the deceased individual, which determine eligibility. Generally, though, the deceased person must have worked and paid enough in Social Security taxes for benefits to be distributed. The Social Security Administration's Public Affairs Specialist, Jack Myers, says the agency's website, ssa.gov, also lays out this information with respect to relatives who are still around.
One of the things that you can find in that account is what your family members would qualify for in survivor benefits if you pass away. Because when a person dies, certain members of their family may be eligible for monthly survivor benefits, and those are going to be payable if the deceased worker worked and paid into Social Security long enough to earn that eligibility for their survivors. So you might wonder, well, who would qualify for these monthly survivor benefits? And, typically the most common would be a surviving spouse or children. So for the surviving spouse side of this, it's going to be somebody who is 60 or older, or potentially 50 or older if they have a disability. They could be younger, though, Reed, if they're caring for the deceased child of the worker. So if there's a child who's under the age of 16 or a disabled child, then that surviving parent may qualify for benefits.
Myers adds that the would-be beneficiary's income must be under a specific threshold, which currently is $24,480 per year, to receive the full benefits under this system.
In order for a surviving parent to qualify for benefits, there is a work limit or an earnings test. So if that surviving parent is working full-time, they may not be eligible. To kind of get a feel for what they could be earning and still qualify, the limit this year is $24,480. So if they're working and making more than that, then they may not qualify. We would start looking at how much more they're making, and some money would have to be paid back. But if they're not working, then they would be eligible for that survivor benefit. Or if they're under that $24,480 limit, they would be eligible for that survivor benefit. A divorced spouse could potentially qualify as well. In order for that to happen, they would have had to have been married to the deceased worker for at least 10 years prior to the divorce. And if they're remarried, they would have to have gotten remarried after the age of 60. So that's kind of a key piece there for a divorced spouse.
The children of a parent who has died can receive survivor benefits until they reach the age cap, which in most cases is 18 years.
So children can qualify if they're unmarried and they are either under the age of 18 or under the age of 19 if still a full-time high school student. Now, older children can sometimes qualify as well, Reed, if they are disabled. So if they became disabled prior to the age of 22, have not married, and have not been able to work substantially on their own, then they could potentially qualify for that survivor benefit on their deceased parent record. So there are, significant benefits to applying for this. You just need to make sure you're aware of it. And if you're dealing with the loss of a loved one, make sure you consider whether or not you should be applying for these survivor benefits with us here at Social Security.
The one other scenario for receiving monthly benefits in this form involves parents dependent on a child of theirs for support. If a child who provided at least half of the parent's support were to die, the parents may be eligible for survivor benefits.
Again, it's not a super common situation, but if you have a parent who is 62 or older and they were dependent upon their child, so the child in this circumstance was an adult child that would be, was supporting or at least providing at least one half financial support for their parent, and then that worker passes away, that parent could potentially qualify. Again, not a super common scenario, but it is something that is possible. And, if your adult child is working and providing at least one half financial support for you and they pass away, you could qualify for some Social Security benefit on their record.
There is also a one-time lump sum death payment of $255 available. This is generally only available to the surviving spouse.
Mostly for monthly survivor benefits, you're going to have an appointment with us. So you give us a call at 800-772-1213. We can schedule an appointment to take that application for monthly survivor benefits. But if you're looking to just apply for the one-time lump sum death benefit, you can do that through our website. So go to ssa.gov/apply, and that one-time lump sum death benefit application can be completely submitted online. So, if you're a surviving spouse who's not yet 60, or perhaps you're still working and you're not going to qualify for monthly benefits, you can go ahead and do that lump sum death benefit application right there on the website. Again, ssa.gov/apply. But if you think you're going to qualify for monthly benefits, we're going to want to talk to you over the phone in a telephone appointment. So you could schedule that by calling us at 800-772-1213.
More information on the Social Security Administration and these benefits is available at ssa.gov. Jack Myers appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. And now, a word from Heartland Bank and Trust.
Your son was 3 when you planted that tree in your backyard. Now he's grown, planting seeds and making memories with his own kids. Let Heartland Bank help you grow more memories with banking options for every stage of your life. Welcome, former CNB customers. We're your community bank. Heartland Bank. We build relationships that nurture and grow your dreams. Visit us today at hbtbank.com, member FDIC.
If you are involved in local foods in the state, it's time to get listed on the Market Maker site, a local foods directory. If you're already listed, make sure your profile is up to date. That's according to Illinois Farm Bureau Associate Director of Food Systems Development, Regella Shavutso. Visit foodmarketmaker.com to get registered. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 72-year-old Brenda Finfrock of Taylorville died April 18th. Visitation is tomorrow from 10 till noon at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. A memorial service will immediately follow. Burial with her husband Norman will be at Camp Butler National Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 82-year-old Ronald L. Beck of Taylorville died last Friday. A memorial mass will take place this Friday at 1 at Holy Trinity Catholic Church. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. 94-year-old Mary Ruth Beach of Taylorville died last Wednesday. Visitation is Saturday from 10 till 11 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will immediately follow. Burial will be at Bethel Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 79-year-old Gary L. Carr of Bonita Spring, Florida, died March 27th. A memorial service will take place June 27th at 2 at Blue Mound Civic Center in Blue Mound. Burial will be at Hall Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. We're expecting mostly sunny skies today, a high near 62. Tonight, mostly clear, a low around 39. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and every